As you can see, I'm here at Fiery Fork, a nice creek here. It's one of my favorite parks in our area here. Today I want to talk about making an adjustable limb line. So we need adjustable length on limb lines because most of our lakes here and rivers, they're not a standard depth. So they'll raise in the lower of the water, and then let's say I had an 18-inch or a 24-inch limb line. Get in my boat, go out to the lake, and all of a sudden the water's 2 feet lower than it was the night before. So we're going to go ahead and do that and start. I'm going to talk about using bank line here. Use bank line, and I use braided bank line, not twisted. Not sure how good that's going to show up, but I think it'll probably be okay. And you can see that, you know, we're also going to have to burn the ends because they fray almost the second you cut them. So I'm out in the middle of nowhere. I don't have a whole bunch of tools with me, but that's okay. So we're going to start. We're going to make the collar, and that's the part that goes around the limb. And typically I can get by with about an arm's length on that. Okay, on one side, first side, we're going to put a perfection loop. So to do this, I just fold it over like that. Go back around. You've seen me do this on videos before. Go through the middle like that. And then take the loop that's over your thumb. Bring it through the other loop. And then make any adjustments you need. Going to need to be big enough to get your hook through. This is an 8/0 hook. It'll go through there just fine. Okay, I didn't leave much of a tag end there, but it's enough to burn. I'm making a video. So that burns off all the frayed ends. You have this perfection loop, it will not slip. And on the other end of the perfection loop, we're going to put a barrel swivel, or a barrel swivel. And we can actually just tie a perfection loop on this end too. I like to use loop-to-loop connections. So once again, make a little loop like that. Bring this one around this way. Pass it through. And don't miss. Just going to bring it through. I'm going to burn the tag end here. So we're just going to put the loop in and around. So if I have to change this out, I can. I don't have to worry about untying knots or cutting material or anything like that. Now, I'm going to make my hook end span wide. As you can see, 2 arms in my torso. And wouldn't you guess, we're going to put a perfection loop in. And this will be the end that goes to the barrel swivel. And this is important because you can make multiples of these in different lengths. Burn this. Okay. And we connect it the same way. Except now we have to bring the collar through too. So that's what you have here. And the tag ends need to be a little shorter, and they will be by the time I'm done. Collar. Now we take this one through the hook that we're going to use. And typically I would just put a no-knot snell here. But these are adjustable, and that doesn't work so well in that environment. These hooks are from last year, and I remember them being a problem because the eye of this hook is slightly too small. But that's okay. So it's just going through like that. Now, I'm going to put a taut hitch knot on this. And this is real simple. 1, 2, and you can see that's just 2 overhand knots. Now we're going to take it underneath, and we're going to tie the third one in the same direction right here. And there you have it. See this? This will move like this and make it longer or shorter, but it's locked. And the harder they pull, you can see I'm really pulling on this and it's not moving. Okay? So, we're going to clean up that tag end a little bit because I have way too much here. And tie that, or burn this. Or it's raining, things aren't really working out the way I want. Okay, so now, you know, we have the whole thing here, right? Have the collar, the swivel, you've got to have the swivel. And so, you know, you saw how hard this was to move, but look how easy it is this way. When you grab it, it's just like a Prusik knot. So I can go all the way down to the hook, and I can make it really long. Or, say the water's not all that deep or not all that far from the limb that I'm using, I can make it really short. Okay, so this is a really strong knot. And to put that into perspective, we have a lot of big catfish here. And I don't typically keep the big catfish. I put them back in the gene pool. But a lot of times, using these, because this is just about all I use, this is what I come back to in the morning. There's one, here's another one. And I have a whole bunch of examples of this. These hooks are bent because the, you know, some of the limbs that we've put these on are just really strong. Sometimes they're just a little more than stumps. But this knot does not slip. If this knot slipped, the hooks wouldn't bend. But the knot would slip. But if the limb won't bend, and the line won't break, and the knot won't fail, the hook is going to bend. Okay, hopefully that was helpful, and we will talk to you again soon.